Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of really interesting bodybuilding topics. Today guys, I'll drop another video later, maybe even 2 more videos, so get ready for that. The first video in this one today, we'll talk about a couple of interesting things, and the first one is gonna be about Samson Dauda, because I've seen a lot of talk about this on social media. People are speculating, predicting, and trying to figure out whether Samson is actually going to be able to regain his Mr. Olympia title this year. So I'm sure you guys have already seen the guest posing video of Samson Dauda, but in this one we also have a couple of high-quality photos. So yeah, I mean, right here Samson looks like an absolute monster. Look at the freaking size of this guy. Look at the size of his body compared to his head. And also from what I heard, Samson has a gigantic head as well. And if his body is looking this big compared to his head, you can only imagine how big this guy actually is in real life. But yeah, in this photo or in that video of him guest posing, he looks absolutely crazy. Now again, the topic is, can he win the Mr. Olympia again? And we all know a Samson Dauda that is on, that is spot on, that is at least like 95% on, not spot on, 95% on. He's pretty much unbeatable these days, because who is his competition? Derek Lunsford, who is like, what, 5'5", Harry Japan, similar height. Then you also have Nick Walker, also very short, maybe a little bit taller, 5'6", 7 tops. And then also Martin Fitzwater, Andrew Jack is in that mix as well. He's a taller guy, but, you know, lanky compared to Samson, right? From the side, doesn't have the same thickness and the size overall. Not complete as Samson, lacks legs mainly from behind and from the side. So really, if Samson is on, he can dominate, man. He can dominate for quite a few years. Check out his back right here as well. It seems like his back grew. Like those teres muscle especially. Now the lats have always been an issue, and they'll probably always will be. He has great lower lats. That area that inserts to spinal erectors is very thick for Samson, but the entire lat is just not quite there. But he worked on those teres muscles and he grew them quite a bit. You can see a clear separation between teres major and teres minor. So yeah, he improved that. He worked on what he could do, and he added a lot of width in that back. So it looks crazy right now. And his width in the back lat spread is phenomenal. So really, Samson at this point doesn't have that many flaws. He's very complete. He's the biggest guy out there. And I mean, look at him when he's training, how massive he is compared to everybody, basically, whoever stands next to him. I'm sure these guys are massive as well, but next to Samson, they're all looking small. So, you know, if Samson continues at this pace, keeps improving, keeps growing, which will probably be the situation, and then gets conditioned in a proper way, just doesn't lose a whole bunch of muscle and doesn't end up looking soft on stage, just gets ready. I'm not saying he needs to be 100% on. He does not have to be 100%. 90 to 95 does it. And if he figures it out this year, for example, maybe hires a high-level coach, something he really hasn't done so far. I mean, sure, he worked with John Meadows for a short time before John passed, and then with Milos for quite a while, but I don't know, I feel like Samson needs somebody who is more of a new school. Milos is a phenomenal coach, don't get me wrong, but he's a little bit older. He's a part of that older generation, 90s bodybuilders and coaches. So, I don't know, Milos doesn't have that many top-level clients anymore because everybody's moving to these, I would say, a little bit more science-based, not science-based, but more educated coaches. And it seems like they're achieving great successes. So if Samson makes that move, which I think is going to happen, then and if he nails it, if he figures it out, if he finds the formula, then Samson can dominate the Mr. Olympia for who knows how long. I can definitely see that. I can see Samson Dauda winning for the next 5 years or so, because he's that dominant. But there is a huge if, whether he can or cannot nail that conditioning and roll with that formula for a while, for a long time. We'll see about that, but at this point, I think it's very, very possible. It's actually super likely. I will predict right now that Samson Dauda is going to win the Mr. Olympia 2026. That's the way I see it, guys. If you disagree with me, feel free to let me know down below in the comments. All right, the next guy we're going to talk about is Nick Walker. Until we get to the Mr. Olympia first, we got to go through Arnold Classic and a couple of other pretty big shows. And at the Arnold Classic, we have a couple of guys who might win. Arnold Classic seems very exciting because even though we have a very dominant bodybuilder competing like Hari Chopin, you never know because the other guys are kind of getting very close, and one of them that can potentially surprise everybody a lot, really, is definitely Nick Walker, because we saw him at the Pittsburgh Pro. And at that show, he potentially beat Derek Lunsford. In my opinion, in the opinion of pretty much everybody today, aside from a couple of judges, half of the judges, he won. He won that show. So that's how good Nick is. And also, he believes that his Pittsburgh Pro condition was not good enough. It wasn't good. So, do I think Nick is going to win the Arnold Classic if he actually shows up much better? I am not even gonna say my opinion on that. What I wanna see is Nick at his best at the Arnold Classic. What is Nick at his best? Whatever he thinks it is. He was not happy with a Pittsburgh look, so he believes there is more. He can get more out of himself. And we'll potentially see that at the Arnold Classic. And the most interesting part of it all is that he's prepping alone. So maybe before his coaches were holding him back a little. You know, I think when he prepped with Dom Super Slice in the offseason, they pushed for crazy weight and crazy size. And then Matt Jensen didn't have a lot of time to get Nick ready completely. So in that situation, you know, Nick couldn't have been super shredded. Before that, at the Arnold Classic 2021, Nick was peeled. That's the look he liked. And at Mr. Olympia 2022, he was also bigger, better, in my opinion, overall, but not completely shredded. Then, with Kyle, I would say Kyle probably held him back a little because Kyle wanted him to be super full. He could have been more conditioned. Maybe with smaller legs, flatter, but more conditioned. And I think that's exactly what Nick is going to do, and I'm pretty sure he'll be able to maintain his fullness. Now, it's been a while since we saw a proper physique update from Nick, which is odd. He does always post everything, and that kind of tells me something. Like that one time when he skipped the Mr. Olympia, I did say that he usually posts everything. When he doesn't, that probably means he's off. Is that the case now? I was worried, but I saw this video. Check it out right here. Does he look like he's going to be off with condition based on this? Probably not, guys. Probably not. His hamstrings here look absolutely shredded. Not completely peeled, but there are 4 more weeks to go, and I like that. It seems like he has a very good chance of being spot on. Now, I don't know what his weight is right now. I'm hoping he is big, and I think he is big and heavy, so he can actually push for condition that last time now before the Arnold Classic and not lose a lot of size and fullness. I mean, his hamstrings are also super massive, so they don't require the body fat percent to be super low to actually show themselves. You know, he can be in decent condition and still have hamstrings like this, so this doesn't really tell us that much, but again, the fact that he's not showing a lot means that he might be, you know, not super happy with the look. It could also mean, yeah, that he wants to surprise us and just show up looking peeled on that stage and spot on. But how likely is that? Who the hell knows, man? Who the hell knows? Based on this right here, it seems like he's going to be at least decent. Is he going to be more conditioned than at the Pittsburgh? I don't know. Very difficult to say. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think it's definitely possible, but is he going to be able to do that without losing fullness? That's definitely a big question mark. You can see this video right here, guys. You can tell me what do you think based on that, but really, we don't have much. We don't have much from Nick at this point. Maybe he'll start posting more updates soon, but right now we got what we got, and based on that video where he's doing the hamstrings, you can't really tell too much, but again, I think he's going to be good. Is it going to be his best ever? I honestly hope so. That's all I want to see, guys. I don't care about Nick winning the show. I just want to see Nick at his best. Conditioned and big and full. If he can do that, he can probably do really well at the Arnold, maybe even win. But let's wait and see, is he going to be able to do that without a coach, by himself? Whatever you guys think, tell me down below. And the last thing we got for today is an update from Rubiel Mosquera, Neckzilla. The freakiest bodybuilder of today, the biggest one, without a doubt. I mean, okay, Samson is also very, very big, but Samson doesn't have freaky legs like Neckzilla. He's not as freak. You know, he's big, but he's complete, he's balanced. As far as the freaks, I mean, Nick Walker is definitely in that mix, Samson Dauda for sure, but I would say Neckzilla is the biggest freak of today. Or he was. Because in this video, you'll see it in a moment, it seems like he lost all of his gains. Not all, but enough for him to not be the freakiest bodybuilder today. I don't know what happened here. From what I'm hearing and from what we can all see, basically, Neckzilla seems to be a very lazy bodybuilder. He never really brought good condition. He's always like in guest posing condition when he's competing. And, you know, he pulled out of so many shows. His nickname is Pullzilla, whatever. So, yeah, I mean, the guy is definitely not the most consistent or the most hardworking, but for some reason, he downsized quite a bit. And I hope that it's just him taking a break from not just gear. This is not just him going off of everything, that too for sure, but he looks like he's not even training or eating a lot. He's probably just taking a break from bodybuilding completely. Now, this is definitely a very dangerous situation because when you just stop gear and you're basically doing a detox health phase, everything stays there, you just get a little bit softer. But when you do something like this, when you get this much smaller, it can sometimes be more difficult to bring it back to the same level it was before. You know, at his age, sure, he can probably bring it back, but I don't know. And I'm just wondering, why the hell is he doing this? Maybe he's sick and tired of bodybuilding and he just wants to be the neck guy, doesn't want to be the freaky bodybuilder anymore, because it did seem kind of like he wasn't really enjoying it, and he still has a massive neck and a name that he built for himself. He has sponsors. He can live without competing, live off bodybuilding without competing. So maybe he's done. I don't know if he's done and retired, but definitely look at him right here. Look at how much smaller he actually is right now. Yeah, whatever you guys think about this, tell me down below in the comment section, guys. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you soon. All the best and bye-bye.